to another edition of Did You Know Doctor Who, or what you may not know about Doctor Who. This time we're going to have a look at The Long Game. I hope you enjoy. The concept of The Long Game was originally submitted by Davies to Doctor Who script office in the 1980s. Whether it was ever read by the production team of the time, it's unclear, as Davies received a rejection from the BBC script unit, who advised him to write more realistic television about a man and his mortgage instead. Davies had also been interested in doing storyline about a failed companion. Originally, the whole episode was meant to be from Adam's point of view. In earlier drafts of the script, Adam's father suffered from a disease that was incurable in his time, which was 2012, and he had hoped that he could find and learn about the cure, which had been discovered between that year and 200,000. Simon Pegg plays the editor in this story. He also did the commentary for the Doctor Who Confidential series around the same time. Like with Aliens of London, this story parodies politics at the time, namely mainstream media and how it can control our lives to the point of no progress. When the editor announces the Jaggerfest's name to the Doctor and Rose, he pronounces it as the mighty Jaggerfest of the Holy Hadrasic Maxa Drana Foe. Pegg has stated during interviews that he found this extremely difficult to say. Working titles for this episode were The Companion Who Couldn't and simply Adam. This was the first story in the revival series of Doctor Who to feature an antagonist that did not return during the 10th Doctor's era. Adam has the dubious distinction of being the first and to date only known companion to have his TARDIS travelling rights revoked by the Doctor due to his bad behaviour. Other companions have been forced to stay or were left behind for their own safety, or because the Doctor thought it was better for them to stay in one place. The frozen vomit that Adam spits out in one scene was in fact kiwi and orange ice cubes. Nicholas Briggs had recorded the voice for the work of the Jaggerfest, but his contribution was not used because it sounded too similar to the Nessine consciousness in Rose. The Jaggerfest was entirely made of computer-generated imagery animated by The Mill. It was given a shark-like design with the intention that it would snap out like a shark. The initial design was also described as a lump of meat on the ceiling. The episode was originally going to be made as part of Block 3 alongside Dalek and Father's Day. However, the additional effects required forced the production team to reconsider this plan, and it was made in Block 4A. The monitors display stills from various BBC programmes, including old episodes of Doctor Who such as The Ark in Space and The Leisure Hive. Some dialogue was omitted in which the editor explains that the manipulation of Satellite 5 was motivated by the threat of the Jaggerfold breeding grounds posed by the expansion of the Earth Empire. The head spike originally involved the entire cranium opening up rather than just the forehead aperture. Both Suki and the Doctor were originally meant to have been delivered gold keycards by the courtier, which provided them access to floor 500. Kronk burgers were first mentioned in the comic The Iron Legion. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. The Long Game is easily the weakest episode in Series 1. It's the one episode that just doesn't do anything really. It's a very tiresome episode almost. I get the intentions behind it, and I get the commentary that's meant to be displayed throughout it, but I just cannot get into this one. It's the only episode from Series 1 which I just don't really like all that much. Every other episode has something going for it, has something memorable, and this episode, Satellite 5, I guess, is memorable, and the Jaggerfest is pretty cool to look at, but that's about it. The Satellite 5 will obviously play a massive role in the series finale, so I guess it makes sense to have Satellite 5 appear beforehand. However, they could have done a much better story. This story is just very lackluster. It's not very interesting. Adam as a character just isn't very interesting in general. I get that he's literally made to be a bad companion that gets kicked out straight away, and that's about it. And really, I just don't care for his character. I do think there are some cool ideas. I like that cranium opening up. I think that MyPro thing is pretty cool, and Jaggerfest, again, looks pretty cool. I think the editor also looks somewhat awesome as well. I like the frozen zombies that they have, like, doing everything. But aside from, like, some aesthetic things, it's a very tiresome episode. I just don't really like this one all that much. It's not the best episode in the world, but at the same time it does lead into something much better later down the line, so I guess it makes sense, and there are some cool things here and there. Hope you enjoyed this edition of Did You Know Doctor Who, and I'll see you next time.